Yeah. So, welcome everyone. Thank you for joining. Thank you for taking out the time for this exploration. So, the idea for this session that came to me was that let us question, let us look at life more intimately. And how we can start is we can just take any raw material, whatever is cooking up in my mind right now, whatever I have been thinking, contemplating, reflecting upon, and I want to kind of, put in front and collectively reflect on it. So the idea also is that uh, how it came to me that, more often in life we feel that we are living a life, but sadly it seems that we are just living our ideas, our images about life, and we are not really able to relate with life, deeply. So if I go and meet a person, I'm actually never meeting a person, I'm always meeting an image of that person in my head. So is that a possibility that I can be really raw and vulnerable and sensitive and meet the other person? Is that a possibility? Can I open myself in sensitivity with the life that I meet? It may be persons, it may be things, it may be situations. So, is that a possibility for me to meet life raw, without any ideas in my head, without any images and preconceived notions in my head? And what happens when I meet life, or meet with persons, or meet with situations in my life? What happens when I'm meeting them with ideas and images about those, things or situations? So can we today use this session, or this 1 or 1.5 hour we have, for really, bringing out our whatever has been churning in our heads, and whatever we want to collectively question and reflect upon? So there is no structure to this session per se. The only requirement here is that, are we willing to question our own life? Are we willing to look at it more deeply? Are we willing to share our experiences? So, and that is why our raw experiences, whatever has been going on, in your head, whatever you have been trying to deal with, struggling with, would you like to give it in the front, or put it on the platter, so that we can all collectively use the raw material in order to go close to life? So this is the vision for this session today. And with that, if you are okay with the videos on, that is also your wish, you can put the videos on. Or if you are okay without them, also okay. So with that, I would just request each one of us to, whenever they are ready, one can just, begin sharing, unmute and share. And if there are pauses in between, if we want to have silences in between, that is also very, very welcome in the session. Yeah. So it's your session now. Whatever way we want to take it ahead. Yeah. Yes, Anuji.
Thank you so much for doing this. My friend Sambhav invited me.
Beautiful.
So, what you said about whenever we meet somebody, we always have an image of them in our mind, and we rarely ever get to meet them. With me, what happens is that because I lack some sort of an anchor or a core to my own being, whenever I meet somebody else, I kind of go on this imaginative path or journey where I keep imagining what their life would be like, which inadvertently leads to feelings of either jealousy if they're doing better off than me, or a sense of power if they're doing worse off than me.
Very interesting.
So these kind of this scale gets created in my mind of feelings instead of me actually seeing the person, which ends up creating a feeling of anchorlessness in me कि भाई मेरा अपना वजूद क्या है अगर मैं मेरी नाव हर उससे जिससे मिलता हूँ वहां कहीं भटक जाती है वहां कहीं भटक जाती है.
Yeah.
So this is just some a thought that came to my mind based on what you said. It's not really a question or anything, but just wanted to share. And if this gives you some thoughts. If you have any advice, please do share. Thank you.
Beautiful, beautiful. It seems, Anuj, that we have been actually gifted with this mind, beautiful, machine that can, imagine, as you said, I imagine. But more often than not, I think we abuse the machinery. We just fall into an addiction of compulsive thinking without even knowing it. And very rare are individuals who are even aware that, yes, this is what I do, and I land up in trouble owing to that. And what happens, again, as you said, going along the lines of your sharing, what happens if ever I have met anybody without creating a story about them in my head? Have we experienced that also? And can we see the difference in the quality of meeting when I am absent with my creative imagination for a moment while meeting a person, and the person is in front of me, I am interacting, and there is no imagination going on. I am just interacting with the person. I am totally there. I don't want to put him either superior or inferior to me. So there is no gradation or hierarchy I am involved in. You know? Have we also experienced that happening? And what is the quality of change if ever that has happened? And not only with person, also think about whether it has happened that whenever you have seen a situation, been with the situation for the first time, without having preconceived notions about that situation, just like an infant does. An infant is not having a lot of ideas about things and situations. A toddler does not have many ideas about any person or a situation. He just goes blankly, with a blank slate he goes. And that's why kids are so innovative, because they are coming from a really clean kind of a space. They don't use their imagination for making myself superior or inferior to a person. They also use imagination, but their imagination is of a different kind. It does not place anybody on a pedestal, higher or lower.
So, Monica ji, how do you think we can um, detoxify the pattern of behaving that has been created already because of decades of conditioning? Now,
Yeah,
my conditioning is that you are supposed to go in a kind of rat race, and the moment you meet people, you also judge them on that pedestal based on which you calculate. Very calculative mind becomes through that conditioning. So, how is it possible to detox from that conditioning and become childlike, like you said? What are some things that we can do, simple things on a daily basis?
आप देखो ना अनुज, कैसा होता है कि जैसे मुझे पता लगा कि ये चीज ठीक नहीं है, अब इमीडिएटली द माइंड थिंक्स हाउ टू गेट रिड ऑफ इट. So it's very interesting how we operate. So I have not even understood what my conditioning is. I have not even understood my own patterns and behaviors. But the moment somebody says something, or I get to know, yes, 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 I am acting out of a pattern, immediately the mind wants, okay, let's get rid of it. So this is how we operate. And I think we have to fall in love with this exploration. There is no either I want or I want to get rid of. That has we have been doing that. That is the same pattern continuing actually. It's nothing new. अब पता लगा कि कंडीशनिंग खराब है तो चलो कंडीशनिंग को लाइफ से निकालो. But we don't want to go there. We want to really understand conditioning. We want to understand my own patterns and behaviors. They are there for a reason. है ना? तो एकदम से अगर डॉक्टर ने बोला अरे अरे बुखार हो गया, तो बहुत बड़ी बात, बहुत गलत बात है. तो अब मैं क्या कर रही हूँ, मैं उपाय ढूंढ रही हूँ कि बुखार को कैसे भगा दूं. मैं बुखार को समझना नहीं चाह रही, मैं बुखार को मिलना नहीं चाह रही, मैं बस बुखार को भगाना चाह रही हूँ. और हम पूरा जीवन यही करते हैं, हम चीजों को भगाते रहते हैं. एंड दैट इज व्हाट आई स्टार्टेड विद, दैट हैव वी एवर cared for meeting life intimately? Whether it is a depression, whether it is a conditioning, whether it is a pattern, whether it is a bad habit, have we ever cared to meet the bad habit? Why to just get rid of it? That is life. Bad habit, good habit is life. Now universe is giving me this bouquet of things called bad habit, good habit, conditioning, other kind of things, experiences. Why am I shooing them away from my life? What is the need? So the moment you ask the question, how to get rid of it, I think that is a reflection of our minds, how they operate. Immediately I want to get rid of whatever is there, कि किसी ने बता दिया, अब आप मैंने बता दिया या मैंने आपसे बात करी, आप उसको इतनी जल्दी क्यों मान लिया आपने? आप अपने लिए देखो कि मैं भी जरा देखूं कि रियली में कंडीशनिंग इतनी बैड है क्या? क्या पैटर्न इतना बैड है जितना ये कह रही है? और अगर बैड है या नहीं है वो कौन डिसाइड करेगा? यू विल डिसाइड. You are the best judge for your life.
Okay, so can I say something else along with this,
Please,
or would somebody
please.
else like to?
No, go ahead. As and when people are ready, they will unmute and share. Yeah, please.
So since you said that, maybe I'd like to reflect a little bit about my experience of this pattern instead of wanting to get rid of it or do anything to it. This morning only I felt it again, where so I'm in the field of academics. I'm a researcher, I'm a teacher. और इस फील्ड में क्या होता है कि पब्लिकेशंस मैटर अ लॉट, कि किस रिसर्चर ने कितनी चीजें छापी हैं, कितना क्या है, उसके हिसाब से एक लैडर बनती जाती है. तो मेरी यूनिवर्सिटी में क्या होता है कि एक अपडेट आता है हर हफ्ते कि किसने कितना कहाँ पे अकम्प्लिश किया. तो वो ईमेल आया आज, और वो देखते ही जो कि है, माय हार्ट स्टार्टेड रेसिंग बिकॉज आई फेल्ट नॉट जस्ट जेलसी बट अ लॉट ऑफ एंजाइटी,
Yeah.
कि बाकी लोग जो कि हैं घोड़े वाली रेस में इतना आगे जाए जा रहे हैं और मैं कहीं पीछे रह गया, और मैं अगर ये लाइफ में सक्सेस नहीं कर पाया तो क्या होगा. सो आई सैट डाउन, आई ट्राई टू इन्वेस्टिगेट कि ये पैटर्न क्या है, क्यों है, कहाँ से आ रहा है. एंड व्हाट आई रियलाइज्ड इज दैट कि मेरे अंदर ये इंस्टिंक्ट तो है कि मुझे भी भागना है, मुझे आगे जाना है, वो करना है, बट अल्टीमेटली क्या ऐसा होगा जिससे मुझे खुशी मिलेगी, उसका अभी मुझे आइडिया नहीं है. Even if I come on top of the list that comes every week, even then I feel like I might not be satisfied or I might not feel anchored.
Hmm.
So one thing I kind of noted for myself is that I need to do some reflection on what would be a state of the universe in which I will feel finally happy or finally feel anchored. And if I can get at that, then वहां से maybe मैं reverse engineer कर पाऊँ कि मुझे अभी अपनी life में क्या changes करने हैं. क्योंकि अभी तो गोल का ही आइडिया नहीं है, अभी तो बस मैं भागे जा रहा हूँ ये देख के कि दूसरे बंदे को शायद उससे खुशी मिल रही है, तो क्या पता मुझे भी मिले.
बिल्कुल, बिल्कुल। बहुत
So
सुंदर, बहुत सुंदर। अनुज, आपने जो एग्जाम्पल शेयर किया है, आई थिंक दैट वी ऑल कैन रिलेट विद दैट, बिकॉज नोइंगली और अननोइंगली हम सब कहीं ना कहीं भाग रहे हैं, है ना? और हमको लगता है हमने कभी वो इन्वेस्टिगेट भी नहीं किया। हमको लगता है कि भागने से और अचीवमेंट से कभी ऐसा होगा कि पीस और हैप्पीनेस मिल जाएगी। नाउ आई हैव नॉट इवन स्टॉप्ड टू क्वेश्चन कि इतने सालों से तो भाग रहा हूं। नाउ इवन आप कहते हो आप रिसर्चर हो, आप तो बहुत अच्छा स्टेटिस्टिकल एनालिसिस कर सकते हो, है ना? दैट so many years, so many hours have passed of me running into several directions. Has peace and happiness ever arrived? Ever? I'm not talking of temporary peace and happiness. I'm talking of, peace and happiness not dependent on external situations. Have I ever been able to have that state of peace and happiness which has never been taken away owing to this running that is going on? तो अगर आप statistical analysis भी करोगे, even logic will tell you that so many years have passed and that has never happened. Now, अब मैं अगर इसको भी समझ लूं एक छोटी सी बात को, तो तब भी मैं रुक के क्वेश्चन तो जरूर करूंगी कि ये माजरा क्या है। मुझे लगता है कि चीजों के पीछे भागने से पीस एंड हैप्पीनेस मिलेगी। मैं जिसको भी देखता हूं, बात करता हूं, जिसके भी करीब जाता हूं, पता यही लगता है कि साला वो भी कहीं ना कहीं हिला डुला ही है, उसके भी जिंदगी में कोई एवरलास्टिंग पीस और हैप्पीनेस है नहीं ना, जो दूर से दिखती है जो द इमेजेस दैट वी हैव अबाउट पीपल। तो ये माजरा क्या है? मैं कब तक भागूंगा? और इस भागने से क्या मैं, am I at rest at owing to this running? So can we ask this? And when we ask this, what comes up in the being? if I ask myself these questions.
I would like to say something.
Yes, Dipali.
See, initially you said like why you want to get rid of it, but that's precisely what is, right? It is something which is not working for you for what you want to get. Then obviously the best thing is keep that thing aside which is not working for you.
Yeah.
So getting rid of it, I don't know, getting rid of it may sound negative, but in a way, you don't want those things in your life which is not working for you. If you want peace and happiness, the basic bottom line is the peace of and happiness does not come to you is because you are constantly in a judgment pose. I mean, you compare yourself with someone or something, and or else you judge someone or something because either you don't have that or you want to have that. But whether we, when we have that, are we going to be happy or not is another question, because we want that because someone else has it and thinking that that something having it is going to make us happy or at peace. But
Yeah.
that is what I'm saying. Like it is basically the attitude towards judgment and towards comparison is what causing unhappiness or not giving you the peace of mind, because your mind is constantly in that phase of comparing and running. So that is basically.
Yeah. Yeah. Beautiful, Dipali. Yeah. So, again, as Dipali shared, can I observe this happening with me? That whenever I am in the state of judging others or myself, whenever I am in this vicious loop of placing either anyone else or myself superior or inferior, I am not at peace. I think that's a beautiful beginning if I can observe that. So how to go towards peace and happiness? Just like if I have a room full of garbage, how do I arrive at a room which is clean? By cleaning off that which is garbage, right? By getting rid, as you said, of that which is garbage. So I should have a very clear distinction of what is garbage and what not is garbage, and what I want to keep at home, what really is maybe necessary for me. I can use that at some point of time. So this process of observation, that whenever I fall into a loop of judging myself or others, I am always unhappy. Can I notice that happening? Because if I don't notice it, I will forever be unhappy, and nobody wants to be unhappy, really. Whatever we want to do, Anuj was sharing of his publications. So if today I tell you that yes, you can have a publication in one of the leading magazines or research journals, but the moment you get that publication out, you are really going to suffer and be in misery, Anuj would say, no, I don't want it. So can we see that I will actually not run towards those goals if they did not promise me peace and happiness? The only reason that I run towards any goal or any people, persons in my life, is that somewhere I believe that they are going to give me happiness sooner or later. So I am anchoring my peace and happiness on the external happening. कि पब्लिकेशन आया तो खुश, पब्लिकेशन नहीं आया तो very miserable and unhappy. Now if I am able to look at it very, very closely, I will see that this will be forever a reason for my yes, Anuj, okay, thank you for joining. If I am able to see that happening, then I can see that if I keep on basing myself for on external happenings, कि इस बंदे ने अगर अप्रूवल दिया तो बड़े खुश, अदरवाइज अनहैप्पी. जॉब से अगर प्रमोशन मिली तो बड़े खुश, अदरवाइज अनहैप्पी. So the external things will keep on changing. How long will I keep myself basing on somebody else's opinion of what others think of me so that I can be happy? Can I see that? And can I see how much of misery that brings to me? कि कितने, we actually, as Anuj was sharing, that whenever I compare myself with others, I'm not really liking it. I fall into either jealousy or maybe a feeling of being superior to somebody, and we don't really like to be there. Very soon we are just thrown off from that throne. So can we just look at these patterns? Can we just look at these things in life happening? Not wanting to really do something about it, just looking at it. क्योंकि होता क्या है, as Dipali was sharing, that if I'm not feeling helped by something in my life, I will get rid of that thing. And I'm not saying don't get rid of thing, but at least first understand what is the thing that I'm wanting to get rid of. And the moment I realize, okay, ये तो मुझे बिल्कुल नहीं चाहिए अपनी life में, you will ultimately get rid of that. There would be no question about it, because you are really sure that I have investigated, I have looked into it very, very clearly, and now I don't want this in my life anymore. That will be a natural action. जैसे ही मुझे पता लगता है कि ये तो कचरा है मेरे घर में और इसकी मेरे को कोई जरूरत नहीं है, it's natural that I now clean it off. So it is a very natural happening.
Yeah, rather than getting, that word, if it doesn't sync with you, like getting rid of may sound negative. In that case, rather than saying that way, yes, we can also take it in another way, saying that invite what is actually needed. Do you actually find it for yourself? It's going to be beneficial rather than hoarding every other thing and then getting chaotic, thinking that it has already occupied so much space. Now you don't know what to think because your clarity is not there in that case to think of what to do. And most of the time we end up doing nothing with that because we have taken it inside, but now because we have taken it inside, we think like we have invested in terms of money or time or whatever. I can't get rid of because I've not made use of it. But the life passes by and you don't make use of it any which ways. So it's like, and you can't bring something new in your life again because it is something else is occupying which is not needed. So in that greed of not getting rid of is causing further unhappiness because you're not getting what you want actually, or not finding a space
Yeah.
to experiment something new as well.
Beautiful.
That I would like to say.
Beautiful, Dipali. Yesterday I met a person and it was very interesting meeting. So she was sharing with me, she's a trainer, she trains fitness trainer, and she was saying that how I have begun on this journey is that for the most part of my life, I hated so many people in my life. And I was really listening to her curiously what she had to say. She said that I hated how people behaved around kids and how they were insensitive to the environment and how they were insensitive to their own house, the harmony in relationships, and I hated them for that. And slowly she actually began to use that hate, and this is the first time I am listening somebody say that how hate can also be very useful. And Dipali, just going along the lines of what you were sharing, she said that now I used hate because I said that whatever I hate in my life, I don't want it to occupy any space in my life. I don't want it to be a part of my life. So she did neti neti. In Vedantic tradition, we do neti neti, rejection of all that you are not. So because thoughts come and go, so you are not thought and feelings because they are coming and they are going. So neti. So this is what we also call in Vedantic tradition. So she said that slowly what happens is that I was just clearing my life of those things which I did not want to have in my life. So I did not let them occupy any space in my life. The things I did not like, the things I thought that they are not really giving me any benefit, they are not really serving me good. And slowly there arose an emptiness, that life had a lot of space and time. And now I decided that what would I like to do with this space and time now that I have so much of emptiness, and things are not occupying useless space, because as she did not let those things enter into her life. And then she began to invest time in those things which she really loved to do, which she thought, yes, this is what I want to do. So I was so inspired when she was sharing her journey, and then she said that now slowly I'm seeing that my life is full of people and things and situations which I want to invest my time into. So that was a something really beautiful that I heard yesterday, and it has stayed with me. Something that we all kind of can get really inspiration from, that whatever is not suiting us well, maybe it has suited us well so far, but now if I'm able to look at it, that yes, this pattern comes again and again in me, and I don't need this pattern anymore. Why do I keep on reacting in the same way again and again? So you allow yourself to clear it off from your life, and you have more space for things that you really want to kind of spend time for, towards. Yeah.
That was good. Like she was able to get rid of it, but most of the people are not. I mean, it's not easy to do it. So
Not
because
easy. Yeah.
yeah, most of them, it's not just you, because maybe it's a habit which has become. You have got so much involved with it because
Yeah.
due to yourself and somebody else,
Yeah.
whomsoever had connections with that thing or whatever that memory you can say.
Yeah.
So yeah, but if she has achieved that, and it is a long way to go,
Long way. Yeah.
that
Yeah.
is there.
She's still on
But
the
we should
path.
find
We
a
are all.
way.
Yeah, we are all on the path. And one thing, Dipali, that as you said, that it's not easy, and that's what we discuss next. And we were talking that we always have to pay a price for being ourselves. So the rejection that we get from the society, the rejection that we get from the loved ones, that what are you doing with your life, this does not really make sense. So that is the price that we pay for being ourselves. So nothing comes easy. So either I can choose this difficult path, that I keep on suppressing what I love, that I keep on suppressing what I really want to do in my life, and I also gain others approval that okay, अच्छा कर रही है, हमने जो कहा था वही कर रही है. On the other hand, I again have a difficult path to follow. So there is no easy anywhere. This difficult path, I am doing what I love, I am doing what I like, I'm investing more and more time in what I really want to do with my life. And at the same time, I am the price I am paying for that walking that path is that I don't really get approval of many people in my life, and that is the price I pay. That is what I want to do. And that's what she said, that we have to pay the price. And I also feel personally that I have been paying the price, for trying more and more to be who I truly am, and not to just put a mask on myself and just for the approval of other people in my life behave what they want me to behave as. So that is the price to be paid. We pay the price.
Yeah, true. That is true.
Yeah. But one thing that is here on this path, where we pay the price and we walk the path that we want to walk, one thing that I see is there is a lot of joy and happiness, which is not dependent on other people giving you that joy and happiness. Because here you have taken the responsibility fully. That yes, whatever I do, all the mistakes I make, it's my own. And if I fail, it's my own failure, I'll be responsible for it. And if I succeed, it'll be my own success. So as if the whole authority, the power has been given back to me. So then there is no blaming and criticizing other people, that you told me to walk this path, and now see I am paying the price for walking this path. So that does not come into picture. So we are less and less dependent in that sense, psychologically dependent on other people, what they think of us. And interdependence is always there. We have a family, we have a relation with people. Even the sabzi wala we get the sabzi from, there is an interdependence that is always going to be there. And that is beautiful, because that's how we can interconnect with each other. But there is a lot of psychological dependence that we have, from people around us, that whenever that person will approve, only then I will walk the path. So that psychological dependence we are able to get, kind of, we can chuck it off of our life almost, that we don't really want to do that. Because whenever I'm seeking for somebody's approval in my life, I see that it is lot of burden on, first of all, myself, that when will that person say yes, you can do it, and also on the other person's head, because the other person is also then responsible for your success or failure. So there is a lot of burden there, on both the parties. So when I take the whole responsibility on me, that yes, I will enjoy this life as I wish to, responsible for it, the burden is not there. Then the joy of progress is also there each day.
I think, yeah, that is a point. I mean, rather than burning, I would say it's like we all fear basically to take that responsibility because it's a risk that we don't want to take it. Maybe because you have been born and brought up with that way since childhood. I mean, it's where everywhere things are followed. Like you listen to your parents, then as you go, like, your whole half the life goes in that, and the next half is again with someone else. So basically, not taking that risk of being responsible for yourself is the fear factor probably that people don't want to venture out
Yeah.
because then you don't have anything to blame.
Yeah.
I guess that is thing.
And in that, not taking this responsibility for my life, a whole lifetime, as you were saying, it's spent. Day by day is spent, and I am not really living life. I'm just waiting for something to happen in future, which will give me peace and happiness.
Yeah, that is it.
Mm. And in taking the whole responsibility on myself and exploring life as I wish to, I see that at least today I have lived life fully. मुझे तो कल का तो नहीं पता, कल मुझे जीना है कि नहीं ये भी नहीं पता. Who knows when one is gone. One never knows what may happen. लेकिन आज का दिन I know that I have spent how I wanted to spend it. I think that brings a lot of contentment in the being. And then I stop waiting for a future to happen that will give me satisfaction and contentment. As Anuj was sharing in the beginning, that when that publication and that success will come, then at last I will be peaceful and happy. It seems like grass is always greener on the other side. And when we, or actually mein hota bhi yahi hai na, so imagine that you are going on the way and there are khet here and there. So the khet very close to you will show it's all kind of absurdities, potty here and there, and a little patch of no grass there and nali in between. But अगर मैं दूर से देखती हूँ किसी patch of land को, तो वो दूर से बहुत green दिखता है. उसकी जो सारी जो details है वो मुझे दूर से नहीं दिखती हैं. But that does not mean that the details are absent. Now the moment I go close to even that patch of land, I see that here also a animal has done shit here. There is also a drain. There is a patch of land which has no grass. So the situation is similar everywhere. But somehow from far off, I see that that is a happier place. And that becomes our race. That when will I reach there? But alas, there is no there. There is no there. And a whole life is just spent running and running. Are we ever able to live life? We are just spending time running forever. The daily joys of life which a little child can have, because he's not running. Little children are not running. An infant is not running. He's happy in the sandpit. He's enjoying the sense perceptions in the sandpit. He's enjoying the sway of air on the swing. He does not have very big goals with his life so far, so yet. And that is the beauty, because there he's contented and happy. And as we grow adults, Someone tells me that this is what you must run towards, I don't even ask, why on earth should I run towards that? I am contented here. I will do what comes out from my love for life. That yes, I am contented and happy. And now, what would I like to do when I am contented and happy? Like a child does. What would I like to do? Okay, I want to play in the sandpit. I want to run. Now, there a child does not face any disappointment. कि oh my God, भाग तो लिया but reward नहीं मिला. Running itself is the reward of the child. It's we adults who crave for some other reward, because whatever I'm doing right now, I don't want to do. I'm running because I can get to a reward. If I don't need the reward, I would actually not be running. I would actually be doing something else.
Yeah, true. That is there. Child lives in now, the now moment, and basically that's the reason why they are happy. As
Yeah.
you grow older, you are more worried about your future and working for future, but you're forgetting the present and not living actually. And
Yeah.
future का क्या भरोसा? I mean, you have not seen it. Whether
Tot-
you're going to have that next breath or not, that is
Exactly.
also not confirmed. But still, you go for it.
Yeah.
And for whom?
One thing which has really kind of stuck to me owing to going through, I've been through cancer. I share it more on my blog. Every time anything tries to burden my head, any thought of past or anything of that has happened today tries to enter and make it a story and calls me there, I tell myself, hey, you don't know whether you have today, not even tomorrow. What do you want to do right now? Do you want to think obsessively about those thoughts, or do you want to really live today as if nothing really happened? And every time I am compelled to choose the state which is a fresh, free, without any burden of obsessive thinking. So I think that whenever we have, if we ever contemplate on death, that death can strike any time. We can be off from this life anytime. Those accidents, those things don't only happen to people out there. I used to think that cancers happen to people out there, but when it happened to me, I was also out there. I was one of them. And it was such a big lesson that I could not postpone my joy and my happiness to some far future, which I don't even know whether it is going to come or not. That is the biggest blessing that has come out of my illness, that I have started more and more to live for the now, as you were sharing, Dipali, that what would I want to live today for? Where do I want to invest my energies today? What is the action that feels to me right, that yes, I want to do with passion and energy this today in my life? This is what feels worthwhile.
Yeah, but that is a problem actually in one way because we are not able to connect the now and the future. I mean, when we say living it now, yes, you know that, yeah, this will give you pleasure, but that doesn't mean we can, the thing is that we can't even forget the future. And rather than thinking, I think most of the people worry about it rather than, thinking, because thinking is a constructive process, whereas worrying is you don't find a solution in that. Most of the people are aware about it. If almost maximum people are aware about it, but we are not able to meet that, or we are not able to figure out the correlation between it. How to live now and what it means. That doesn't mean you can't have something done in the future, because
Exactly.
it's like living now, yes, but you may or may not have next day, but that doesn't mean you can completely let go also. That letting go is something which is not able to figure it out.
Yeah.
That I don't know what to point it out as a what is it that stops us from doing that?
Yeah. Dipali, one point you have said, which I think, and it's very important to address it, because that's where we make the, uh, कि अगर आज ही है मेरे पास, मुझे आज ही जीना है सिर्फ, तो पी लो जितना पीना है ना, उड़ा लो जितना फूकना है, kar lo. I think that is what we have to make distinction here, that if we really cared for our life, that yes, it's a precious life, I don't know how long I have, would I really be spending my life in drinking and whatever it may be, anything, not only drinking? Would I actually be spending my life in pleasures? Because this has not been my journey. I'm just sharing with you that the moment I realized that I really don't know how long I have to live, I will actually try my best that what I really love to do in this life and what I really feel worthwhile to do in my life, that is what I spend life for. And there I don't actually feel like giving myself away for consumption, going to parties and just losing myself out there and maybe drinking and drugging. So that is also a way कि अगर कल नहीं है आज ही है तो अपने आप को उड़ा दो पूरा. But again, I think that is a very fatalistic point of view. While on the other hand, what I was trying to point at is that if I know that I have only today and there is no security about future, I don't know how many breaths I have, what is the thing that I would actually be loving to do here? What is the thing that I would say ki, okay, this will make my day worthwhile, okay, now spend time in that. और उसमें कोई बड़ी बात नहीं है, ऐसा कोई मैं बहुत बड़े विचार नहीं है उसमें. उसमें ये है कि wherever I am, the movement of life, the day to day life, I am just there. I'm not running. So what has happened is that I've just stopped running. I feel more and more that just being out there in sun and maybe doing some work which have been assigned to me, and obviously that work should be the work that I want to do, right? Because I don't know again how long I have. Do I really want to spend time in a work which I don't like to do, right? And also, as I was sharing, caring about my emotional space, कि अगर पता है कि कल है कि नहीं है, would I still live with this burden that I'm carrying on my head? I would actually not. I would really want to live light right now. I would not postpone कि अगर 5 साल में कुछ ऐसा होगा कि मेरे दिमाग से ये बर्डन गिर जाएगा, तब मैं जाके खुश होके जीऊंगी. So I have stopped postponing that. That is what I was referring to as now, that I'm compelled to not to carry the burden of past again and again, again and again. ऐसा नहीं है कि बर्डन आता नहीं है, बर्डन तो हर मोमेंट में रेडी होता है बिल्कुल चिपकने के लिए. किसी ने कुछ कह दिया, चिपक गया. किसी ने कोई पुरानी बात आ गई, चिपक गई. कोई फ्यूचर की वरी आ गई, चिपक गई. बट जब फ्यूचर की वरी भी आती है, देन आई आस्क माई सेल्फ that if I don't have really much to do, what is the best I can make out of today? Yes, there is this problem at hand. What is the best we can do with this problem at hand? Not worrying about some coming future. And that keeps me light, and it keeps me, I would say, light and full of energy, because my energies then don't get drained either in past or in future. So yeah, that is what I wanting to refer to when I was sharing that, living here and now rather than for some past and future.
I would like that now, that way of thinking.
Yeah, yeah,
I really, that really takes away your life burden. Actually, it makes more sense, which everyone knows. But that to get that sense is something. It's it's something which every individual has to do on their own. Nobody
on
can
their own.
actually guide you.
Yeah. अब मुझे लगता है दीपाली की हर इट्स लाइक अ मोमेंट टू मोमेंट संकल्प दैट आई हैव टू मेक. और अभी काफी साल हो गए मुझे, मतलब दैट आई हैव बीन फाइन हेल्थ वाइज, एंड इट्स नॉट दैट आई हैव नॉट बीन बर्डन्ड एट ऑल. ऐसा नहीं है कि वो आई कैन नेवर मेक अ यू टर्न. ऐसा लगता है कि हमेशा सिचुएशंस, लाइफ सिचुएशंस आर रेडी टू जंप ऑन टू यू, कि अभी की अभी हैवी कर दें. अभी कोई फ्यूचर वरी आ गई, अभी हैवी कर दें. अभी किसी ने कुछ कह दिया, अभी उसको अपना दिमाग का बर्डन बना ले. तो रहता सब कुछ तैयार है बर्डन करने के लिए, जंप करने के लिए. बट अगेन एंड अगेन इट्स ऑलमोस्ट अ रिमेम्बरेंस दैट आई हैव फॉर माई सेल्फ, that do I actually want to have this burden, or do I want to live light? So it's a continuing journey. Nothing has happened that I can never go make a U-turn, that not like that, but at least I am glad that I have been given a taste that yes, a lighter living, living a lighter life is also a possibility. I don't need to carry so much of burden. And I have seen that stakes are not too high. हमें लगता है कि अगर हम उसके बारे में नहीं सोचेंगे तो पता नहीं क्या क्या हो जाएगा, बट द वे आई हैव सीन इज इट सीम्स दैट अगर हम नहीं सोचते तो बहुत खुश रहते हैं, आराम से रहते हैं, और अगर सोचते रहते हैं, सो एज यू वर शेयरिंग दैट बहुत ज्यादा ड्रेनेज ऑफ एनर्जी होती है. So I don't have energy left for what I would like to invest my energy into, what I really want to love in my life.
Yeah, true. We spend more of our energy in things which should not matter rather than things that should.
Yeah. Yeah. Snehi, would you like to share something? Anything on your mind? One thing which I was again reflecting upon is that जो सबसे ज्यादा हमें burden करता है, which keeps the mind heavy, emotions heavy, is too much obsession, too much thinking about oneself. If I look closely at what is going on in my head throughout the day, I would see that majorly I'm just self-obsessed, that whether I'm comparing myself with the other, whether I'm thinking what the other said to me, whether I'm thinking, the how did I behave with someone. So everywhere there is this common thing that I'm just obsessed with thinking about myself. And I see that that drains away a lot of energy. And when the time for reflection comes, when we have these sessions and the dialogue sessions, we have no energy left almost, we, because we are so tired of obsessive loop of thinking and constantly thinking about myself, my life, what the other did to me, what will happen to me. There's this constant self obsession going on. And in moments where that self obsession is not there, owing to whatever the day has been like, I see that there's a lot of energy still there for something worthwhile to be done. As if a machine is going on constantly, chale ja rahi hai, chale ja rahi hai, chale ja rahi hai, and we have no mastery over that machine. As you were sharing, Dipali, that thinking can be a very creative process also, imagination and thinking. But owing to the fact that that machine is obsessively running in loop without even the need of the thinking be there, we are just tired at the end of the day when the imagination is actually required. When I really need to create something in my work or in my life, there I don't have any imagination left, because my energies are totally drained out in the obsessive loop of thinking. And when I become aware of it, that what am I doing to myself, then I can see whether I really want to continue with this addiction almost of thinking, or whether I want to maybe pause and stop for a while. And again others may come up and say, what are you doing with your life, why when we are taking breaks in our work life, people are not really, most of the people are not very supportive of it. They say that don't take a break, it'll show a break in your CV and all that, while we don't even question why on earth we go on running and running CV after CV. Are we the image on the CV, or are we this alive, dynamic individual, which is just completely new and fresh? But after some time, we just, as if we are just trying to kind of fix ourselves to the image of the CV. कि शुरू इसी भी ऐसे किया था कि okay, this is what I like to do and this is what are my qualities or traits. But हुआ क्या बाद में होते होते कि हम खुद ही वो सीवी बन गए. जबकि I was not a piece of wood, I was alive, I was vibrant. बट धीरे धीरे करते करते होता क्या है कि हम सीवी बन जाते हैं अपना, और उसी में हम देखते हैं कि वी आर नॉट रियली एंजॉइंग लाइफ रियली, वी फील रॉटिंग समवेयर, क्योंकि कुछ अलाइवनेस मिसिंग है लाइफ में, कुछ जैसे विगर इन लाइफ इज मिसिंग, enthusiasm is life in life is missing, and we don't even look that I'm actually becoming my CV, trying to fit myself to the roles and the traits and qualities that I have tried to portray on the CV. Am I my CV really? Am I not more than the CV? And again, it takes a lot of courage to walk this path, as we were saying earlier, that we have to pay the price. That many a times you will see that even people who are in very close relations, our family, our siblings, they would not be supportive of this path. They, they would be more supportive of like the usual path that is taken, and that is where we need lot of courage, that yes, I really want to, I love myself so much that I don't want to keep on hurting myself so badly, living for others and not living the life that I really wish to create for myself. और होता क्या है कि slowly courage मिलती जाती है. Yes, Dipali, you want to share?
No, what you're saying is true. Right. It goes in the same line.
Yeah.
Courage milti jati, yeah, when you don't consider, but most of the time we live all the life based on others' expectations, and we are not able to figure out what exactly we want and how to, just don't care, don't give anything fuck about what they are expecting. It's not easy. I mean, because by the time you want to get free, you're so entangled with it. It's not easy. You are already entangled to a level that where to start untangling it is something, it's a process in itself.
Yeah.
Where to start.
Yeah. I think that's where, Dipali, the point about loving oneself comes into picture. That yes, I do feel entangled, and I do feel that it's a lot of difficulty now distangling myself. But I really love myself so much, and I love dearly this life that I have been granted with. And even if I can make one baby step towards the life that I want to live for myself, I would make that.
Problem is, yeah, I mean, it's not that you don't want to do the progress, and you are grateful for life because your life in itself is a miracle. You know that. But how to love yourself is something, you know, because our thing of loving is based on when you love, you do this for your family, you do that for your, it's so emotionally, burdened atmosphere we have, that loving yourself means something, it's a selfish, but and you don't know what love is basically any longer, so loving yourself is again how to do that.
Beautiful.
That is another problem.
I think really you put forward a very, very important point. That the usual love that we know of, कि अगर तू मुझे प्यार करता है तो ये कर, that is burdened with sentimentalism. You're right, lots of emotions entangled there, and a lot of expectation there. So our, it's that is what the usual so-called love has been used for, but that is not, can we question that definition also? That is that really love? Because if I would really love and care deeply for myself, would I not care what is the kind of life I am living? If I am loving towards a person, would I actually want to possess that person? Because in possessing that person, I limit that person. I want to really want to do a kabza on that person's life. Can that be called as love? So again, this questioning begins, that what really is love? Because this excessive emotionalism and sentimentalism cannot be love, because it binds too much. It really limits you too much. It kind of cages you in boundaries. Can that be love? No? For example, if I am saying that I am loving towards my children, I would actually allow the child to explore. I will allow the child to develop his own capacity of thinking, and not give my force fed answers to that child. So would love not be freedom? Are freedom and love anyway crossing their paths? Would love be caging anybody in my own demands and expectations? So whenever, as you touched on a very sensitive chord, can I use this to question what love is and what love is not? That if I would care for my life, would I still keep on hurting myself? The amount of hurt I inflict on myself when I do things which are force fed on me, that you have to do this because you are the child of this house, or anything like that. Would I still be doing that? Would I not be sensitive to what I feel and think and what I want to do? And many times, yeah,
So,
sorry, please say.
no, I'm sorry, but that's what I'm saying. It is so ingrained and in your brain whole life now that you don't know how to love yourself or how to distinguish what it means to love yourself. That is the, I think that's what the Indian tradition has been till now.
Yeah,
I won't say tradition because it's no longer a tradition. It's like it has become a fatwa kind of thing. Every parents think that way
yeah,
because like there's a difference between a religion when we and like like how fanatics, like those who are extremist in either end, be it whichever religion, they don't understand it, but they just go on doing it. Either they are following blindly because of someone else, and which may not actually written in the text also. Rather to figure out that text, they just go on doing it. But then again, they are inflecting it to the next generation, and the next generation carries it out to the next generation. So it's like you're suffering the whole plague all through the lifetime. It's
yeah,
like that.
yeah, yeah. Beautiful. Yes.
I would really love to, know what it means to love oneself. Because yeah, it's like, if you see the bottom line, like as it is given an example, bank has your saving account and you remove money from the saving account, but the saving account is just maintained by the bank and they charge you for that. But actual money is your money. You have to save in that saving account to remove that money when and as you require it. So it might be a temporary place for storing it, but yeah, that's how it goes. So unless until you put it into that, you won't get anything out of that.
Mm, yeah. I think that's a beautiful beginning, Dipali, what you're sharing, that, we think that we know what love is. And the whole life, without questioning really, do I really know what love is? We keep on using the name of love. And in that, as you were sharing, religions have done so much of infliction on the whole of humanity, without even caring to question, do I really know what love is? Parents, as you were sharing, that in the name of love, so much of damage is done to the family members that तू मुझे प्यार नहीं करता क्या, अगर why are you not coming and visiting me, and all that, all the emotional melodrama. So I think that is a very auspicious place to start, that I don't know what love is, but I know for sure that this is not love which has been portrayed as love. And now I want to make a new beginning for myself, and I want to understand what is love. I think that itself is so beautiful as a beginning, and that is full of receptivity, that I am open to learn and unlearn of what love is and what love is not. That is, I can just see beauty there. There is so much of beauty there. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess everyone has to think that that's where to start, to
Yeah.
know how to first, invest in yourself in order to be benefiting others if you really want to. But you have to first pay attention to yourself,
Yeah.
that we should get trained again.
So true. So true. Well, that's very interesting. Again, the aspect that you shared, that, you know, uh, without an attention to our own movements, the education system has become that we are forced to study objects and subjects, maths, chemistry, and all that we keep on learning. That because that will help you in future life, that will help you in earning money, in having a good life, and all that. And in the whole running towards the subjects, and then after the job, and then after the money, then after settling down, so called, with having a family, I do not ever care to look at the one who is running. I have never cared to look at the one who is running. And that is the world we have created around ourselves, who is a world which is largely, mostly insensitive to people around. So as you are saying and sharing, that the beginning has to be with ourselves. I cannot really imagine that my parents would change, or the society at large would change, unless I am ready for that transformation. And then it is almost like a beauty of a flower, that a flower, by being a flower, does its job. It's one drop of poison less in the whole universe, and the fragrance of a flower cannot help but spread. I think that is the one of the worthwhile paths, if one can tread upon, paying, as you were sharing, more attention to our own life. What is the kind of life I am living? Is this the kind of life I want to live and continue living? Would I not question, would I not challenge, no matter how difficult it may be? Would I not take the courage to go through the difficulties? you know Imagine that there is a tiger and I have to run. Whatever difficulty I have to face, I will run for my life. So whenever we are faced with situations like that, where my life is at stake, I will do my best. I will have the courage, I will have the strength. But somehow होता क्या है कि जिस तरह से हम ढीले हो गए हैं ना, almost a dullness has started to creep in the life. हमें लगता है कि stakes are not really too high. Life ही तो है, कोई बात नहीं. और इनको लग रहा है कि मेरे पास एक दिन है, 2 दिन है, मेरे पास तो बहुत दिन है, अभी बहुत साल है. So we think that that emergent situation is not there. Looking at myself, हमें लगता है कि कोई मेरे मेरे पीछे शेर थोड़ी ना पड़ा हुआ है कि मैं अपने ऊपर काम करूं. Almost like that. So we keep on postponing it. We keep on postponing living a life full of love and attention, or understanding what love is, what attention is. And we keep on postponing it for some future day that will come, and when I will have more time to give to these things. That day never comes. That day never comes. So if I really understood the urgency of this living a life, with more understanding, with more questioning, and with lots of courage also, which are needed, then if I see the urgency of it, then I'll not be able to postpone it, not even for a day. But the thing is that I don't see the urgency of it. जैसे शेर पड़ा है पीछे तो अर्जेंसी दिख रही है, इट्स अ फिजिकल थ्रेट, बट अभी अर्जेंसी दिखती नहीं है। हम अभी लगता है हमें ठीक ही तो चल रहा है, सब ठीक ही तो चल रहा है, थोड़ा बहुत है परेशानी हैरानी हियर एंड देयर, बट ठीक है, एवरीबडी इज गोइंग थ्रू परेशानी, तो मैं भी आई कैन ऑल्सो डू दैट। एंड इन दैट हमें दिखता नहीं है हाउ मच ऑफ टॉर्चर दैट वी इन्फ्लिक्ट ऑन अवर सेल्व्स, in that process, in not taking it urgently.
Yeah, I guess that's true. Not taking it urgent or ignoring it, thinking that, yeah, we actually gamble our future, or rather, we gamble our present for the future, which is unknown.
Yeah. And also, past is also connected here, Dipali, because the images according to which I am living my life, they're coming from the past, ना किसी ने तो मुझे बताया हुआ है कि इस तरीके से जीवन जीना है तुम्हें, जिसको मैंने क्वेश्चन नहीं किया, उसको चपेट लिया अपने ऊपर, और उसी को मैं जिए जा रही हूँ.
Yeah, not able to let go of the past. Based on that, you ruin your present and the future.
And the future. Yeah. Yes. Yeah, Snehi, would you like to share?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Hi.
So I'd like to share something that I have been struggling with lately. So I have actually come to realize that I worry about the future way too much. Like it's unhealthy. And my friends and my sister often tell me that I am always stressed and that I'm never in the present. And I tried to kind of think about it and try to kind of find out why do I behave the way I behave. And I realized that a lot of it is because there is a lot of career related confusion at this point. Like I'm 23 years old and I'm a mass communication student, but I'm not really enjoying what I'm studying. Like my parents have always given me a lot of freedom, कि जो करना है कर सकते हो, जैसा like जैसे पेरेंट्स होते हैं ना कि जो बहुत स्ट्रिक्ट होते हैं और वो आपको बता देते हैं कि आपको यही कोर्स करना है और यही. माय पेरेंट्स हैव ऑलवेज बीन वेरी सपोर्टिव एंड एनकरेजिंग. तो फिर मैंने अपनी ही अंडरस्टैंडिंग और जितनी भी समझ थी उससे कोर्स सेलेक्ट कर लिया. And now it's like maybe did I make a wrong choice? And I want to be like a strong independent woman, and if I'm not able to like make money and like create a life of my own, then how would I survive? Like it's something that yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah, that's a basic thing of every human, I guess. Yeah, I would say yes. But when you chose your career, did you must have found something, pulling you towards it, or was it due to your peer pressure? Because maybe your parents were not that aware about current career choice or something, so they were always supportive in sense this, okay, fine, we don't know much about it, but yeah, since you might know better, so take whatever you feel is good for you. But sometimes then there is always a peer pressure, or we thinking like survival, as you said, probably, okay, this field has more money, so yeah, I think I have all the qualification or criteria what is required, I'm able to fulfill, so I'll be able to make more money. But then it's like, because we connect survival with money is, yes, it's a important part of life. We can't be totally in dreams saying that, oh, money is not required, because yeah, money is required, but it's not everything. And to get that balance is something we are not trained for it. We don't know how to get that balance.
Nobody has taught us, and I think we don't have any books or college teachings for that purpose. But then, as you know, many of them also say that if what you choose you are really interested and go for it, initial money may not be there, you might have a lot of struggle, but if you love doing it, after sometimes you know you don't work, then you just live that kind of thing happens. And if you don't have much expectations of luxury or something, just comfortable life enough to live, then yeah, I think you meet it because you love what you're doing in that case. So it's not a struggle for you. That's what people say, but I don't know how many people actually meet. Very few people meet who are ready to pay the price, you know, as Monica would have said, but in different terms. Not that way. That's what I feel. So if you still have some other interest, you can continue with that. That's what I, you know, would have done it if, you know, my parents would have been that great, you know, they given a choice to me. Then, you know, if you have some other hobbies that might give you a balanced sense of it, then you might figure it out at the later stage. At the same time, you might continue. Who says that people can't have 2 3 degrees? You might do it next half also, rather than thinking, oh, this is the end of it, you know. That's what I think.
Yeah, like sometimes it gets so overwhelming that it feels like this like life's come to an end. Like,
Yeah,
how,
that's the difference between worry and thinking. Yeah, Monica, sorry. Yeah, go ahead.
please share, Dipali, what you have to share. Then
No, that's what I was saying. You know, most of the we are so habituated in worrying, we don't know the difference between thinking and worrying. Because in worrying, we don't actually find the solution. We just have that question mark. Oh, what? Oh, what? But thinking is what gives you the answer. Okay, this is already there. It's done. The question is present, and now I have to figure out what the answer will be. And answer may not come in one shot, but then, you know, like maths might have one question and one answer, but the method of doing that might be various. You might come to the answer, but not necessarily with the same methods, because methods differ. Every person have their own method. As long as the answer is right, yes. So we have the steps in doing the maths, so the method might differ, just like how it is said in life. The goal is same for most of the people, but the path taken is different. And if there is no path, some people create a path. Some people follow the path which has been followed by other people. So the goal might be same, and ultimately, yeah, most of human race as such survive. And at the end of the survival, all humans die. But the joy is the life, which the journey rather than life. The journey is what is important. When you reach your destination, it's done. Then you no longer feel interested in that, because your destination you have met. But what is enjoyable is the journey, what you have, you know, come through that destination, towards that destination. And every journey is different for different people. You may walk the same path, but you may have different experience because you meet different people, or you do different things in that journey. That's what I feel.
yeah, thank you, Dipali. um, स्नेही, आपके पास पेन और पेपर है?
yeah.
Okay, great, great. So we will see. We have to understand where is this coming from? Where is this anxiety coming from? Now, I have been given from the society that this is the way to live life. That first you grow yourself up, become a teenager or maybe a young adult, and then you have to pursue something which will bring some money, so that you can be really, you have a good life or whatever. Okay, whatever is meant by good life. So this has been given by the society, and also indirectly by the society, because that is what I see all around. That is what I see, that people grow up, they do some course or something, and then they have a good job and something which is making them independent. I never question, is that the purpose of life? You know, doesn't really appear very easy to me, or sahaj, not even easy, like it does not, it appears that kuch mazra garbad hai, na? So can we begin to question this whole thread of line that has been coming, that what really is life supposed to be? Okay, and maybe there lies the answer of my anxiety. So what we are going to do is we'll make a chart. I'll guide you how to make this flow chart. So we will imagine the worst possible that can happen. Okay, so I am Snehi, and the degree that I am doing has been a failure, say socially a failure. Okay, why socially a failure? Because it does not give me good money. Okay, write it down, that okay, worst degree, no money, no independence. जितना ज्यादा, अभी मैं नो मनी इसलिए बोल रही हूँ क्योंकि वो सबसे ज्यादा वर्स्ट लगता है ना हमें, कि बिल्कुल पैसा ही नहीं है. इट्स नॉट दैट आई विल हैव नो मनी, बट जो भी है, सो नो डिग्री और वर्स्ट डिग्री. Okay, a bad choice in my life, no money. Okay, I don't have anything to eat. I don't have a place to stay. I am not independent. Think aloud, what all can happen. जब सबसे गंदा, गंदे से गंदा क्या हो सकता है? Just think it aloud. आगे क्या होगा? So I've heard from you that you're good at worrying. So worry more. Worry at your fullest. Okay, now you don't have any money. You are not independent. You have to be dependent on someone. Now what?
I mean, this is
रुक गए क्या? Go ahead.
You should do this because this will give an outlet, rather than just putting it in your brain and fighting that, because brain has clogged now. So unclog it by putting all the, work in that paper, so that you will be able to see exactly your fears of the worst, rather than fighting it alone in your brain. Bring it to the picture. So it is one step closer towards getting an answer.
How far can you go, Snehi?
I mean, I think for me, being dependent on someone is
Okay. So what is lying there? So I am dependent on someone. Now what is your fear there?
because if I'm dependent on someone, that means I'm answerable to them,
Okay.
and I have to live life on their terms. I mean,
Okay.
because
How does it feel to live life on somebody else's term? How do you feel? Feel it in the body that you are Snehi now and you are dependent on someone. Now you have to live the life according to their terms. How is it making you feel?
uncomfortable.
Uncomfortable, right? And how is it to feel uncomfortable?
Like physically, or I mean,
Physically, mentally, emotionally?
I mean, it's
I guess this is a new process, but I tell you, it's really what she's saying might help you, because you are giving a name to an unknown thing, which, till now is just your worry in your brain and which is causing you chaos. But if you put this feelings in the paper, like when you said uncomfortably, but why, as she said, ki, what do you mean by uncomfortability? Maybe underlying feeling might be being alone, no freedom, any such thing. I'm not trying to put the words in your mouth. I'm trying, you should figure out, on what level does it give you, that kind of, sometimes it triggers emotionally, sometimes it triggers physically, or in brain, whatever, like, that way. Put, give it a name and put it in the paper, so you'll be able to figure out the answer.
No, actually, my idea, Snehi, for putting this out in front of you is not that we will reach at some answer. That is not the idea.
Yeah, not answer exactly, but towards moving. What exactly is she expecting in life? That kind of thing. I
Yeah.
feel.
So Snehi, the idea is that हम जितना stakes को high बना देते हैं ना, उतने stakes high है नहीं. I can tell you about myself that I have been at times independent and at times I have been dependent financially. And even that dependency has never let me made live my life on somebody else's terms. Because that is the sankalp or vow I made to myself that no matter what may happen, I will never live life on anybody else's terms. So I am sharing again that I have been dependent financially, and yet that has not allowed me to live life on somebody else's terms. मैं तब भी सर उठा के ही जी हूं. So I am saying that whether dependent or independent, it is the way of your being how you live life. That now you are responsible enough for yourself, whether you are financially dependent or not dependent. Because see, job is something which uh, one may have at one point of time, one may not have. What is the certainty? है ना, कोई certainty नहीं है उसकी. एक certainty है. What is my attitude towards life? How do I take each experience in my life? Okay, so at times you may have financial independency, and that may make you uh, feel that you are free really. But even then, I would say there is no surety that you would be free. Why? Because the biggest cage is the cage of our own mental concepts and ideas. Not that you have to live life on somebody else's terms. The thing is that I am living my life on my terms, and even that is a cage. I don't even know that. So what I would compel you to look at is, can I have a way of being? Can I have such an attitude towards life that no matter financially dependent or independent, no matter whether going through a wrong, so-called wrong choice in my life or right choice in my life regarding degrees, what field I want to pursue, I will have such an attitude that I will make life an exploration. Is that a possibility? Because then there is an invincibility that you have, which no thing, no job, no insecurity can take away from you. I did first bachelor's in biology, then master's in biology, and then PhD in biology. And today what I am doing is not related to biology at all. So can I really say that I made a bad choice? No, because I loved the exploration. There is no thing called a bad choice. Life is just unending exploration. Know for sure. Know it for yourself, because when you take life as an exploration, whether in failure or in success, whether in financial dependence or in financial independence, you are actually making yourself invincible.
Yeah, true. As I said, it doesn't matter which degree. Now, since you have taken one degree, who said that you can't have another degree?
Yeah.
You can continue doing this, explore it, and do side by side if you want any other interest. Take it as a hobby and then continue from there. Whatever, like it will be a new experience in that case.
Yeah. So Snehi, if you look at yourself right now in this perplexed situation, which may have been giving you anxiety, and now you take the sole onus that only my attitude needs to be fine towards life as an exploration, then is the anxiety still going to be? Ask yourself, or maybe feel it in the being. Would you still feel anxious of what may happen, what may not happen? And if there is anything, please share.
I mean, there's societal pressure, and people expect you to have like immense clarity, and uh,
But do the people that want you to have immense clarity, have you ever asked them that, sir or papa or mom or whatever, whoever you are obligated to answer, have you never made any mistakes in life? Because if I personally talk like that to my elders, I see that they also have to share that the biggest learnings they have are from the mistakes in their life. That is very clear to them. They may not say it out loud in everyday life, because that is not somehow the structure, but even when they want to uh, have a clarity, that you should have a clarity, and I ask them, have you not gone through confusion, have you not gone through failures, they will actually not be able to say that, no, I have never had any failures in my life. In fact, as we were discussing in the last sessions, I don't know which session was it, where I shared that the person who invented bulb failed miserably for a long time. But what we go gaga over it is only the success. We don't look at the failures. But it's only the failures that, and unending perseverance, that yes, I will make the bulb no matter how many times it may take. So as we were discussing earlier with Dipali, that we have to pay the price, है ना? तो अगर कोई क्वेश्चन आता भी है सोसाइटी की तरफ से, and you know that the path you are taking is the path that you want to take, pay the price. Either, if need be, don't answer if you can avoid, and if there is a need for reflection or a dialogue, you see that there is a capacity to dialogue, then question them also, and they will be actually very proud of you. Because we may fear people who are very confident of themselves, but when people allow us to question our own old ideas, we actually feel very proud of them, that wow, she's making us question. I must have done something good that she has the capacity to question. So there also, I would say it's a win-win situation. There is nobody can be ever at loss on this path. And I have answered many a times to my own dad, who used to say that, for what purpose have you done your PhD? You are not earning that much of money. So many times I have heard, but it never somehow bothered me. I answered. I said what I had to say. I said that that was a journey. I enjoyed my time. And now this is what, maybe, who said that PhD must lead to a postdoc and then you must become a professor after that? Who has said that? What is the Upanishad, or what is the Granth that has said that this is the line of action? PhD opened doors in front of me, which I was never aware of. I never cared to think that there can be a life which can be this kind of a life full of questioning. So PhD entered me into such a depression that I began to question life. So that was the purpose of PhD. है ना? किसको पता किसका क्या पर्पस है? अब आपकी डिग्री का क्या पर्पस है आपकी लाइफ में? That will only slowly get unfolded, in time. And that is the beauty of unfoldment. कि mass communication करके after 10 years you are doing something else, but mass communication gave you a perspective which was necessary to have on the path. As Dipali also shared that, who knows? So give yourself that space for exploration, and I can guarantee you that you will, first of all, not have a bad time exploring life. And also the people around you, who you say that the society puts pressure on you, they will also in time become understanding. My own dad has become understanding now. He does not say much. He knows that the path that I have chosen is the path I have chosen. He's very respectful of the path. He sees that so many people have been benefiting owing to this path. So now I don't have to answer him anymore. Maybe for some time I needed to, and that was the price I had to pay. Right?
But what I mean, I think she might be also worried that is she interested in that field any longer? So that is something which she has to answer on her own. Like, are you if you find it that you are no longer interested and now you're feeling like, I wasted the money, I wasted the time, and what people will say now, then it's kind of she's pulling herself back from living life.
Yeah.
If she's interested in something else, probably, then that's the reason I said, then start it as a hobby, or if it is another degree, then yeah, you can go ahead for that degree as well.
Yeah, Dipali, I think that's a very good point, and I will share my own experience at this. What is interest and what is non-interest? So you are sharing that, am I really interested in this? Now, what is this interest? I remember for the most time of my life, I was actually not interested in PhD. 4 years I did that, you know. But on a hindsight, I still did it. I had my learnings from PhD, although I was not interested in it. Okay. I had my learnings from it. And now, if I look back after maybe 10 years of completion of PhD, I would say a life well lived. I would say an experience which really was necessary for my life. Because, what happened, PhD, owing to the non interest me in my PhD, I also did not know what else to do. है ना, या तो हमें पता हो कि what is exactly what I want to do if not this degree, है ना,
Yeah,
then
true.
there is no choice, है ना, फिर तो हम
Yeah,
उस पाथ पे बिल्कुल चल देंगे. Now when PhD was happening, I was not having any clue what else to do. So what I did, I dragged myself. Usually हम बात करते हैं ना, don't drag, है ना, अगर नहीं ठीक लग रहा छोड़ दे. बट भैया मेरे को ये भी नहीं पता कि इसके अलावा क्या करना है. So I dragged. And dragging, again, going by the name, it sounds negative, but it's not really negative. At times it brings you another experience.
yeah, it's better than doing nothing. It's better do that thing till you find something.
कुछ भी कह नहीं सकते दीपाली, देखो ना, कभी कभी डूइंग नथिंग काम आ जाता है, कभी ड्रैगिंग काम आ जाता है, कभी गेटिंग रिड ऑफ काम आ जाता है ना, कुछ भी कहीं पे भी काम आ जाता है ना, हर चीज का कुछ ना कुछ पर्पस है. So
Yeah,
I
that's true.
dragged myself, I forced myself to do the PhD, and I can tell you that that PhD or a title, has always helped me later. And also the depression that I went in that period opened me up to so many different ways of living which I was not aware of earlier. तो मैं बस आपका ध्यान इस तरफ आकर्षित कराना चाह रही हूँ that we never know how an experience in our life is going to transform our life, whether it's an experience which is a good one or so-called a bad one, whether it's an experience where I'm interested in it or not interested in it.
Yeah, just give your best for what you're doing it.
Be open,
Yeah.
be open to exploration and see how it unfolds in your life.
Yeah, that's what, till that time, yeah, that's what, to and balance it out, you can also do what you feel like something else is interested, start it as a hobby or something and see how that works out. But what you're doing currently, give your full shot. It might be take you somewhere.
Sorry, I had to open the door. Yeah. Snehi, where are you now? Gauge, where are you now?
I think you use the word perspective. I think it's a very powerful word. I think it gives you. I mean, these experiences give you perspective more than anything else, and yeah. And I also realized that I've always been very inhibited as a person. So maybe I need to let go of all those inhibitions and fears and just, you know, just dive into life.
I would just like to say one thing. When we say about perspective, what perspective differs from angle to angle. So for every person, it's a different perspective, even if they are standing at the same, space, or it, because the angle changes. So the perspective changes for everyone.
So, Snehi, the thing that you said, this beautiful word that you used, I need to dive in. Kabir says, Jin khoja tin paiya, gehre pani pet, मैं बपुरा बूडंडरा रहा किनारे बैठ. So he says the one who really wanted to find what life is all about, or what am I supposed to do, anything, he found it in the depths of the dive. And the one who was scared of the dive kept sitting on the shore and never really found it. So I think you hit it on the nail on the head, that a diving is absolutely necessary if we really want to make this life a beautiful experience. So go ahead, dive in, and I can tell you that you will not be disappointed. The dive itself will be so enriching that you will say, wow, no matter a failure, worth it. Yeah. So I think I'm just I have a visitor here outside waiting for me. So more discussions in the
Yeah,
upcoming.
it's like a midlife crisis when people have it with their career. Right now, you're still in that budding stage, I guess. So it is a starting point. But yeah, go ahead with the diving, and only then you can answer, rather than sitting outside and not able to figure it out. Probably when you dive in, at least you'll reach somewhere, and you will reach, because there is no way that you cannot reach.
Yeah. और स्नेही ये बात भी है that Dipali said you will reach somewhere. I would actually say something else. I would say that we are not supposed to reach anywhere. And that is the ultimate freedom. We are not supposed to reach anywhere. We are just here for exploration, for adventure. In that there is true freedom. Okay. So Dipali and Snehi, thank you for joining. Dipali, thank you for your thoughts and sharings. And Snehi, thank you for putting forward, beautiful sharing again.
Thank you, Monica. Even you clarify a lot of things. You give a way of thinking, a channel, you can say.
I'll keep you guys updated about the upcoming sessions and keep joining.
Sure. Thank you.
Have a
Thanks
good
a lot.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Dipali. Thank you.
Have a good day.